For this video, we're going to be talking about different types of cookies. When we're talking about cookies, we are talking about one of the most versatile baked goods that there are. It is a sweet baked food. It is made of flour and sugar. You have some form of fat, and cookies are a high fat baked good product. When you're making cookies for almost every recipe, you are going to be creaming together the butters and the sugars. That means that the first step is to combine the fat and the sugar and to beat it very rapidly for several minutes. This is going to impact how far the cookie spreads, and it will impact the overall texture. So you do want to make sure that there is consistency in the shape of the cookies. And generally we do this by using a scoop to put them out onto the sheet. I also use parchment paper under my cookies, and that'll prevent them from both staining and from sticking to the pan. So they slide off easier, and you can use that same sheet of parchment paper for several rounds of cookies as well. So they're decorative, they're appetizing. A convection oven works good. You have to be careful because they will bake a little faster. And so when we talk about the types of cookies, one of the first types of cookies is a bagged cookies. Macarons is the most common. That's what you kind of see there. And essentially you make a soft dough and you force it through a pastry bag. And so these can be kind of molded or shaped a little bit. Lady fingers, tea cookies are very common. Dropped cookies are like your chocolate chip cookie. It is a soft dough and it is dropped from a spoon or a scoop. Chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin is very common there. And then you have molded cookies, which are molded with a stiff dough by hand, and then you might use a stamp or some type of form to shape them further. When we do the peanut butter cookies, usually to get that design in the top, we just take a fork and just press down and then crisscross and press it back down. There are also bar cookies. These can be cut before or after. They usually involve a little bit of a stiffer dough, or they're made in a pan. So biscotti is an example of a bar cookie. You bake them in a pan and then you slice them into small bars. Hello Dolly bars or the 7-layer bars. Those are like graham cracker and chocolate and coconut and then like maybe some nuts. Some people put butterscotch chips and chocolate chips, and then you just drizzle some sweetened condensed milk and bake it up, and then you cut it. Lemon bars are an example of a bar cookie. There's pumpkin spice bars. Icebox cookies are made from a very stiff dough, and you roll it out and then you form it into a log. Usually I use wax paper to do that and to make a nice tight log. You chill it for a couple of hours or even overnight. Butterscotch icebox and chocolate icebox are examples of cookies. Sugar cookies that actually have like a rolled look to them. And then you also have rolled cookies. These also have a stiffer dough. They're rolled out on a baking bench and then they're decorated. So decorated sugar cookies, frosted sugar cookies, and shortbread are example of rolled cookies. And then you have sheet cookies. And sheet cookies are made from a batter, and that's what makes them different than the bar cookies. So you pour a batter into a baking pan and then you slice them into individual squares or rectangles. Brownies, butterscotch brownies, or blondies, which are essentially brownies without the cocoa. These would all be examples of the sheet cookie.